All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wait for Amanda to get here. I just sent her the link. She's setting up, and we're going to get to it. We're going to talk about the Marjanovic fight. We're going to talk about Serrano MAHFOOD. You know, we'll talk about some other things. And we're going to keep it cordial, you know, like we always do. It was announced that Claressa Shields is going to be fighting Marie-Eve Decker. I've been waiting for that fight for a long time, and I'm going to do a video on it later. I don't want to spend too much time on it because I'm going to do a video on it later. I've already talked about the fight, what I think about the fight in and of itself as far as the fighting. But what we see is that it seems like Showtime is out of the picture. You see what I mean? Showtime is out of the picture. I always questioned their commitment to growing the sport. I questioned it because, you know, when you want to grow the sport, you're not just going to have one fighter that you got, one girl. You got one girl. If you really trying to grow the sport per se, you would do something along the lines of a matchroom to where you would have a stable of fighters, an entire stable of girls. Whereas what I saw at Showtime was they're putting it all on Claressa. And it's kind of like you have to not just grow that fighter, you also have to invest in that fighter's opponents. Every good story worth being told has a hero and a villain or just two rivals. And there's fights out there for her, you know, like I got to save some of it for the video I'm going to do later, but we see that Showtime is not in the picture no more. That's what we see. So it's, you know what I mean? We'll talk about it though. Because I got a lot of thoughts on it. I love the fight. I've been said I love the fight. The fight is a good fight, but I just feel like it's not being it can't live up to its potential unless you have some imagination, that you know how to promote it, you know how to sell it, you acquaint the audience that you're trying to market the fight to with both fighters. You see what I mean? With both fighters. At this point, the people that want to see the fight likely only know Claressa. They probably don't know a lot about Marie-Eve Decker. The people like me, the people that do know both fighters, know about them, know that, yeah, they're both good fighters. But remember, you're trying to bring in a casual audience. If the goal is to grow the sport, you have to invest in both fighters. You have to invest in both of them. That's the only way to do it, because you're talking about an import that's from Canada that this audience is not familiar with. So what is the appeal of the match? You keep saying that, oh, it's undisputed, it's undisputed. What does undisputed mean to the casual observer that does not follow the sport as closely as I or you? What does that mean? So we just going to wait for Amanda to get ready. You know, as I said, those of you that have been following Ring IQ on Twitter know that, you know, putting all the stuff aside, putting certain stuff aside, because I like the Marjanovic fight. I like the idea of Amanda unifying the featherweight division, and we're going to talk about that, and we're going to behave. We're going to keep it cordial. Everybody act your age. I know I don't look 38, but I am, all right? So everybody act y'all goddamn age. All y'all people in the comments, all of y'all. Sure, we're going to talk about a lot of things, man. Got a lot of things, got a lot of thoughts on a lot of stuff. And it's going to be a video that I upload right after this. It's not going to address the Claressa Shields fight just yet. That's going to be later on in the day. That's going to be later on today in reference to Shields versus Decker. The video that I upload right after this is going to touch on some other subjects that's circulating right now. I was good. Douglas was goody. Raider was goody. Lance was goody. Wayne, Nino, Yin, Jimbo. D. Davis was goody. George. Oh. Timmy Nealon was good. Jaho was good. Wayne was good. We in here. You know what I'm saying? Now, if y'all got questions and things that y'all want to ask, like I ain't pandering, but you got to remember, my eyes is on the screen when I'm talking to somebody. So in order to get my attention, y'all might have to send a little super chat. I'm not telling y'all have to. I'm just telling y'all if y'all don't, I might miss what you say. So if you got a question, you know what I mean? Hit the super chat, B. I ain't pandering. It's not like a regular live when I could just look at the comments and pay attention to what y'all saying. I got to focus on Amanda or whoever it is I'm interviewing, feel me? So be like that. I'm just saying, Douglas. I'm just saying, like, I'm keeping it a bean. Like, yo, dog, I might, if you say something, if you ask something, I might miss it because I'm focused on the screen. So, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? That's how we rocking, yo. Shoot, I bought a new hoodie for this interview, man. I bought this joint yesterday. Bought a new hoodie. I was like, yo, I'm interviewing Amanda Serrano. Let me go get a new hoodie real quick, B. I would have got a haircut, but I don't really need one yet. I shaved, though. Word up, man. Nah, Julius, you got to get these people to pay for your contents. ESPN got a hot. We'll see, man. I like things the way that they are. To be honest, I have a lot of issues with being told what to do. That's been a recurrent theme for me. So the idea of being involved with a major broadcaster when I don't have creative freedom, that doesn't sit well with me. I mean, I wouldn't mind working for Matchroom, but that's because I have ideas. ESPN, you know what I mean? Ow! Unrivaled Boxing Talks, shave or cave. Bro, I went out and bought a new hoodie, bro. I was like, yo, matter of fact, I've been buying hoodies since last week, to be honest. But it's like, shit, I'm interviewing Amanda Serrano tomorrow. Let me buy a new hoodie real quick. And here we are. Now, Eddie ain't called me yet, but I have a feeling he gonna call me. Yeah, man, we trying to grow the sport, man, because the girls here stateside need help, and that's what I realized at the turn of the year, that the girls stateside need special attention. They need help. If the fans ain't talking about them, feel me? See, a lot of people ask me this. Oh, well, you know, why don't you interview the guys too? Because the guys don't need interviews. It's an oversaturated market. You got Fight Hype, Fight Hub, IFL, Boxing Social. The guys don't struggle to get interviews. The guys don't struggle to get covered. Their stories is out there for you to find them. But the ladies, especially the ones in America, they ain't getting no coverage. So that's what we got to do. There go Amanda. All right, everybody, let's say hi to Amanda.
Hi.
How you doing, Amanda?
Let me just put this thing on.
That way or sideways?
This way's fine?
That's good. That's good. Everybody can see you.
Okay. Okay. I'm new to this, okay, guys?
All right, you good. You good.
Okay. Wait, is that?
There we go. There we go. You good. All right, so let's talk about first I wanted to ask you, did you hear the news that Clarissa's gonna be fighting Marie-Eve Decoeur?
I just heard it right now coming up the stairs. My coach was reading it. I was like, oh, okay, good for her. I'm happy for her.
And like, just what's your reaction to Showtime not being a broadcaster that's gonna show the fight? Like, what's your reaction to that?
I mean, we're women. We have to, wherever the opportunities are, we have to go. And if it wasn't Showtime, I mean, I'm just happy she gets to get on the platform to show her skills and to become undisputed champion in another division. So, you know, whoever, it doesn't matter, you know, as long as she gets the spotlight.
I dig it. So I wanted to talk to you specifically about the Jelena Marjanovic fight. I know that you've pursued this fight in past instances for years. I remember you told me y'all went after this fight before. So just communicate to everybody that doesn't already know what happened before that the fight didn't happen and where is the fight now?
Okay, well, this fight, we wanted this fight back in 2015. Actually, it was a Showtime fight, and we decided it was the first time in a long time Showtime was showcasing women fighting. So we decided, let's go in with a bang. And we decided, let's go with Jelena. You know, she was a champion and won the she had one of the titles, and I had the WBO. I said, so let's unify. And they offered her the fight, and she said no, it wasn't enough money for her. I mean, she was getting paid really well. So then we decided to take the fight with Jasmine Rivas, which turned out to be a harder fight than it would have been with Jelena. But, you know, we showcased great women fighting, and, you know, hopefully now, I mean, when I fought Heather Hardy, and I'm just take it back. I wanted to fight with Heather Hardy because I wanted to go back to my original weight class. I was done with chasing weight classes, and I already left my legacy with 7 divisions. Maybe in the future I'll go 8, but right now I'm happy with the 7. So we wanted to go to our original weight class, which is 126, and then we wanted the WBC interim. So we had, so Jelena had no choice but to fight us because we will be her mandatory. So that's why we took that fight with Heather, and then now it's up to Jelena's part and her side and her team to see. We're 100% ready. We've been going back and forth. As you saw, WBC did mandate that fight, so it's going into negotiation. So we're just hoping that it will happen soon.
Now, I want you to communicate to everybody, because a lot of people might not know this about you, that featherweight is your natural weight. You've been in a lot of different places, fought at a lot of different weights, but this is your best weight. Can you describe to people that don't understand that, what does that mean to the fighter, that this is my best weight? I'm a natural featherweight.
Yes, I started in the amateurs at 125. And I started my career at 126. So I feel 100% comfortable in this weight class. People don't understand that I've chased different weight classes to leave a legacy, to break records from the island of Puerto Rico. But every weight class other than 126, I'm taking a risk, and people don't understand that. So, even going down to up to 130 down to 122, that's not my weight class. You don't know, people don't understand the sacrifices I had to take to go down and even to go up. I had to force myself to eat and not feel well enough. I had to actually, when I went to 140 after the weigh-in, I had to go to the gym to run it off because I just didn't feel comfortable at that weight. So at 126, this is my weight. I feel the most comfortable. I feel strong. I feel healthy at 126. So this is why I want to become a champion become a undisputed champion at 126, because I want to show that I am the best at 126.
All right. Now, the other thing I want to ask you about, and we're going to focus more on 126 more than anything else, because that's the most tangible fights. That's what you want. You want to unify that division. Pero yo vi que la Argentina, Daniela Bermúdez, alguien dijo de que ella quiere un cinturón que tú tienes. La Argentina I think she's at 122 now. She just went up there. Is that
I've finished saying that I'm done with chasing divisions. I'm happy. I already became a 122 champion. I wasn't already a champion at that weight. So I want to be the undisputed champion at 126. If she wants to, she can come up and fight me there. So, but I've done that. I've gone up and down chasing the champions. But people don't understand that too. That with these divisions, different divisions, no, my team doesn't sit down and wait for a title to be vacant to jump on that title. No, these titles had champions in them. We actually asked to fight them, and they turned it down. They either said no. We went to purse bid multiple times. People don't understand. People don't understand the backstory. They just see, oh, she's fighting for another vacant title. No, these titles were, if you look back, these titles weren't vacant. They had champions, and they just decided not to want to fight me. So I'm just going to be like, okay, forget about it. No, I fought for vacant titles because they didn't want to fight. So if I'm done with 122, if she wants to come up to 126, then we can fight. I don't care about anybody. I have no fear in anybody. I would have chosen a whole different sport if I was afraid of somebody. So if she wants it, we can do it at 126.
That's what I wanted to know, that because I saw that the person that proposed the match, they were talking about catchweight, and I'm like, catchweight? I don't know about it.
Who's the person? I have a
promoter. It was on Twitter. Está ahí en la página tuya que ellos dijeron de que mira, la Daniela Bermúdez, ella quiere el cinturón que tú tienes. He was like, yo, I'm assuming it was you.
No, but who's the person who offered the fight? No one. No one's.
Oh, so that wasn't a representative from her. That was just a random person. No, that's why I asked, porque yo lo vi ahora. Yo lo vi literally right now. I'm like, oh shit, Daniela Bermúdez.
No, it's just a random person, because it never came across us, and I already since I had the fight with Heather Hardy. Not Heather Hardy. After my fight, I wanted to become undisputed champion at 126. So that's all I've been saying lately, is that I want to, fight the champions at 126.
So let's focus on 126 now. Let's go to Jelena. I have to ask you. You tried to get her before. You're trying to get her now. Do you get the impression that she doesn't want the fight?
I don't like to say people girls are scared, because we're, like I said before, in boxing, if they were afraid, they would choose a whole different sport. But I don't know. Like even after her fight, after my fight when I fought in DR, I said I want to become undisputed champion, and she has half the division. She has 2 belts, so I want to fight her. After her fight, she didn't even mention me, and I'm like, but people. That's what I think the fans want. People, Jelena has an extraordinary left hook. She has power. She has 19 knockouts. She has actually knockouts better than my knockouts, which it's scary, but you never know. It's a 50-50 fight. I want to go in there and I want to give the fans a fight with 2 power hitters, like to go in there and not leave it to the judges. I don't think this fight is gonna go to the judges either. She's gonna knock me out. She's gonna knock me out. What the heck? We're ready for it. But I can knock her out too. So it's a 2-way street, and I'm looking forward to that fight, and I really want her to take the fight because she has, like I said, half the division, and that would be. I mean, I'll have 3 after that fight, so it will be a good fight.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to bring up. That Jelena, and people don't really appreciate the resumes because they don't know the backstory of the fighters. Pero Jelena peleó con Layla McCarter como 3 veces. Peleó con la puertorriqueña Melissa Hernandez that's about to fight Chantel Cameron. Like, yo, she fought. Esa pelea está buenísima. La pelea, it's a great fight. That being said, where can the fans expect to see the fight? Like, where would, if the fight were to get made, like, what platform can the fans expect the fight to take place in? Because that's what I was wondering. That the fight is great, but where would you see it?
Yeah, well, the platform that she was just on was at MSNBC. I think they really liked her, and then they really want me to fight. I was supposed to fight on that undercard too. I was supposed to fight I was supposed to fight someone on that undercard. We was looking Serrano, I believe it was, for the IBF to unify. So it can have like a little build-up story, like she fights, I fight, So, but the fight, of course, as you know, it fell off, and then I had to end up going to the Dominican Republic and fighting over there. But yeah, I think they're really interested in both of us, so maybe that would be a great platform for us as well.
Yeah, because that's
in March. Hopefully in March. We're looking forward to be in March. So.
Yeah, because that was my main concern. Que yo sé, it's a unification match. Las dos de ustedes son campeonas, so you want to be paid as champions. In order for that to happen, it has to be on a good platform. And I was wondering, is Ring City, is it going to be on NBC? Because if it's on NBC, then that's great. That's a network that todo el mundo lo puede ver. Todo el mundo. Because a lot of people in America have NBC. And that was one of the questions that I had. Ahora con la Sarah MAHFOOD, what I wanted to ask is, I know that things fell apart, and I know that y'all were supposed to fight. But what I wanted to ask in reference to that is she was on board with the fight, right? Like she was going to do it, but something happened. What exactly happened that the fight didn't materialize?
Well, it was supposed to be on actually another platform, and then that whole card fell off. So the budget wasn't there after that particular. But it was supposed to be for the UFC for Dana White. He was supposed to do a card for an all-girl card and stuff like that. So the budget after that fell off. The budget wasn't there. So she decided she was like, she's not gonna fight me. So now she's actually asking my promoter for us to go to Denmark to fight her. But if they're paying, I mean, have guns, will travel. I don't care about traveling to different places. So we'll go. But right now it's just we're focusing on the Jelena fight. But if the fight doesn't come along, we'll take whatever happens, like whatever comes.
Yeah, because my understanding of Sarah, I forgot her promoter's name. I knew his promoter's name because I read about him. Real big promoter over there in Denmark. Y ella como una estrella ya, porque ella estaba en un reality TV show por allá, como Dancing with the Stars, una vaina así. So eso diciendo que allá hay dinero también, que it's not limited to, tiene que estar aquí nada más. No, it could be porque hay dinero allá. So,
yeah, no, I'll go. I didn't know that, but I'll go. Yeah, you're just saying that. There's gonna be people backing her up and paying. So that would be a great fight to fight over there. Like I said, it's not about just fighting in one place. I'm a fighter, a professional fighter, so I want to travel the world, and I've never been to Denmark, so I wouldn't mind.
I actually heard it's a really nice place. I'm not telling you got to go over there, but I heard every time somebody tells me about Denmark, they say mad good things about their government, their infrastructure. I think in 2015, 2016, It was voted the happiest place on earth.
Oh,
Literally.
okay, so I would like to go. I thought it was Disney World.
All right. All right. So basically, where we are right now is you're trying to get the Marjanovic fight. It's obviously it's not done yet. Has there been any communication with the Marjanovic people, like to see about okay, now let's start working on the fight? It's not done. Let's start working on it.
No, like you saw, I think it was last week Monday, the WBC mandated the fight. So now we're in negotiations. Now, if Jelena does not take the fight, then she'll get stripped and I'll become full champion. Once again, you know, everybody's gonna have something to say about that, but it is what it is. It's not. I'm calling from the very beginning. I'm calling out the champions, and they just don't want to fight. But if she doesn't take that and become full champion, I become WBC, WBO featherweight champion, and then I don't know what's next. Maybe we'll fight for the IBF, or maybe down the road. We're definitely gonna have to fight her. She does have the WBA, and if I want all the titles, eventually I have to fight her. And I would believe that she would want to fight me too, because if you want to become undisputed champion, we have to go through each other. So, I mean, let's see what happens.
Esa es la cuestión que yo tengo, porque yo pensé en el 2019, I felt like, you know what, Jelena might retire. That's what I was thinking at that time, porque, you know, things were slow, not a lot was happening. And I saw, oh, so she's not retiring. She hired Jonathan Banks. I'm like, oh, so she's not if you hired Jonathan Banks, right? So
yeah, she said she wants to unify, so.
That's what I was. That's where I was going with it. That I'm like, okay, well, look, you already have an accomplished resume. You fought a lot of people. The only reason you should be sticking around right now is, I would assume, to unify. So I imagine that she wants to fight. I imagine, pero yo no veo que ella te está hablando, ¿me entiende? Como que quiere la pelea, que sí, yo quiero esa pelea, yo quiero pelear con Amanda. Yo no veo eso. I don't see it. So I'm like, what does your gut tell you?
Yeah, we don't see it either. I mean, she's trying to stay low key so no one actually asks for the fight. But I'm out, and I've been, you know, expressing how much I really want this fight, and I mean, you know, it's like I said, she has crazy knockouts. It's a 50-50 fight. You know, if she catches me with the hook, who knows what's gonna happen to me? I mean, but it's a chance that we have to take. If she wants to become undisputed champion, if I want to come undisputed champion, we have to face each other, and that's what I'm hoping for. And I really, really want to see that fight. You want to see it too, right?
Bro, I told. This is why we look. For y'all that don't know, but Amanda knows. I'm a very harsh critic. She knows that, right? But I said, if she makes this fight, if she can, I can't say no. That's a great.
But it's not up to me. I'm asking.
No.
All the other fights that,
I'm not putting it all on you, Amanda. Amanda, I'm not putting it all on you. I'm saying, if she has this fight, if they can make it, right? If both sides can, it's a great fucking it's a great.
Yeah, it is.
Like, everybody doesn't understand. They're like, look, Jelena has a great left hook. You're a southpaw. That's low key. That's a southpaw killer.
And I'm not invisible. I do get hit, so it can happen.
And I'm like, this is the kind of fight, and I said it, this is the kind of fight that I have always wanted to see Amanda in. This is what I'm asking for. Jelena, so she wants to fight, right? Like, I'm talking about you. Amanda wants to fight. I want to see the fight. If she has it, I can't complain. That's a great fight. The only hope is that it gets picked up by a major platform, because I believe que el aesthetic, la manera que la pelea se va a ver, ¿me entiende? Que es action, mucha acción. It's a good advertisement for women's boxing en este país. Porque lo que yo veo es que en Europa, they more open-minded. Aquí, en América, ellos son, why is they fighting? Why is them girls fighting? Da, 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 da. People need to see, they're like, the girls could be entertaining too. And they need it on a major platform.
That's going to be a straight up war between me and her, because I mean, I don't back down and she doesn't back down, and it's just like whoever hits each other first and gets the knockout, it's going to happen. So it's going to be a war.
Y toda la pelea que yo he visto de Jelena, because low key, I'm a fan of Jelena. I say it all the time. Those is action fights. So if they put you in there with her, and she's an action fighter, and you're an action fighter, that's a war, bro. Like, that's a good ass fight.
Yeah.
That's why I said, if Amanda.
But we've been acting that way for a long time already. But
I know, because I think it was 2 years ago. I believe it was 2 years ago. you sent me something that like, yo, look, we tried to get the fight, and they was on some other shit. I remember you sent me, it was, I think it was either Twitter or Instagram, I can't remember, but you sent me something like, yo, we've been trying to get the fight. That's on their side. Like, it takes two people to
And
make.
yeah, and 2015. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can Google it. Yeah, and it was like I said, it was for the Showtime for the first time in a long time. I think over like 10, 11 years that they was gonna put women. So we wanted to like represent women boxing and put the two best up there and go and have a wonderful war. But she turned out and she said no. So I was like, what can you do? You can't force these girls to go into the ring. You know, it's not up to me. I mean, my promoter tried his hardest and tried to bargain with her, but she didn't budge. So what can you do?
I feel like at this point in her career, this is the only fight. This is a super fight. This is like because if you still around, tú tienes dos títulos, ¿verdad? Ya tú peleaste con muchas mujeres buenas y todo eso. But at this point, if you're still around, it has to be to unify. Otherwise,
yeah, that's the trend now, right? Everybody wants to be the best in their division. So I said that's why I said I'm done with the divisions. I said let me go for what the trend is now and becoming undisputed champion. So that's what we're trying to do. And this fight will be a war, and we can get 2 fights out of it. Whoever wins it, then they won the rematch. It's gonna be, of course, we both have titles, so there will be a rematch clause in them. So there'll be 2 great fights out of that.
all right, now I'm going to pick your brain because we're going to get to know Amanda Serrano. For those that don't know Amanda Serrano or don't know her preferences, the first thing I'm going to start off with is, what is your take on the 3-minute round? Do you want, as a fighter, do you want 3 minutes, or do you feel, I don't even need 3 minutes? How do you feel?
I mean, I have 29 knockouts. I really don't need the 3 minutes. I mean, and we don't get paid by the minute, but you know, I go in and I do my job that I have to do in 2 minutes, and I know that I have only 2 minutes, so I give it my all those 2 minutes. But I mean, some people prefer, some people, I mean, to me, it doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes. I train 3 minutes in the gym. I spar 3 minutes, so it doesn't, you know, doesn't really matter. MMA is 5 minutes, so it's I just follow the rules. I mean, my sister actually when she fought Leda McCarter, she fought for 3 minutes. So, you know, some girls have fought for 3 minutes, but I do my job that I have to in the 2 that I'm given.
So to you, it's inconsequential. 2 minutes, 3 minutes, doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to me.
Okay. Now I'm going to ask, who does Amanda Serrano view as the top 5 male fighters in the sport of boxing? Your top 5 guys.
Okay, we got Terrence Crawford. He's a hell of a fighter. Errol Spence is a great fight. Canelo, Javante Davis. And if you mentioned, that's 3 southpaws, right?
You love southpaws, man.
Right. And
Canelo.
and Teofimo Lopez now. He's so yeah, that's pretty top 5. Those are the most interesting and flashy fighters and entertaining fighters for me right now.
Okay. What's your favorite fight that you ever saw? Que esa pelea te dejó an impression. Your favorite fight you ever saw?
I would have to say Tito Trinidad and Fernando Vargas. That was a hell of a fight. They were going back and forth, knocking each other down, getting back up. It was a great fight. And actually, my coach, he tells me before every fight, he's like, watch that fight. It just brings something out of you. So that was a hell of a fight. And of course, the Boricua Mexican king.
Ya tú sabes. It's that rivalry. Okay. This is a question that always gets brought up in boxing conversations. Prime Muhammad Ali, prime Mike Tyson. Who does Amanda Serrano bet on for the win?
I think Ali. Ali was just fast on his feet, and Mike Tyson, he hits hard, but he's like a little one-dimensional. Like he'll just come forward. So I think if you see my Muhammad Ali versus Superman, I will go Muhammad Ali here too. But yeah, he was just a faster and lighter on his feet type of fighter.
Okay. Let me think of another one. Because while you're here, I gotta pick your brain. My goal is to get everybody to know the fighters. Once you know the fighters, you know to look for them. So when you don't know a fighter, tú no le vas a buscar la pelea porque tú no la conoces.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Did you see Errol Spence Jr. versus Danny Garcia? His first fight back from the car accident.
I did. I seen yeah.
How did he look to you? What was how did he look to you? Did he look como que está? He's fine. There's nothing wrong. Everything looks good. His performance.
No, he looked great. I mean, these they top notch fighters. I don't think Danny Garcia did his job. He didn't. I mean, he came up a little towards the end, but I think he didn't do what he was supposed to do. But Errol Spence, I mean, you have to give him credit. This is his first fight back since the accident. He has to. You had to make sure that he was ready. He felt good, and he was 100%. I think the next fight is definitely he'll be back to normal and getting ready to knock out whoever he has to.
Okay. What is Amanda Serrano's favorite thing to eat?
Oh my God, everything. Food wise, I love pizza, like pasta, baked ziti, pizza. I'm like always in the pizza shop in my neighborhood, like every single day. Okay. But in the snack wise, I love chocolate chip cookies. That's my favorite.
Okay. Amanda Serrano's favorite drink.
Drink? Oh, right now I'm into seltzer water. My sister just bought me the fizz stream, and I've been just drinking seltzer water. I don't drink. Like liquor, I don't drink at all. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do any of that stuff. So.
Okay, está bien.
Yeah, it's seltzer water.
No, porque tú eres una atleta. You can't be drinking and smoking y haciendo.
I mean, some of these girls do, but that's not,
I know, but we won't mention them. We're not going to judge. We're not going to judge. Okay. Amanda Serrano's favorite childhood cartoon.
Oh man, I used to love the Rugrats.
All right. Favorite song on the radio today?
Oh my God. I don't know. I listen to.
One has to stand out. One always does.
I don't know. On the radio today. I don't know. There's a song that I've been listening. It's not on the radio, but I've been listening to it with me and my coach, Jerusalem. I don't know if you heard of. That has a little dance. Yeah, it's a little dance, but it's not on the radio now. On the radio now, I don't know. Sometimes I just listen to my iPod. I listen to reggaeton and salsa, but yeah, or freestyle. But no, on the radio, not really.
I haven't heard freestyle in years, dog. I used to listen
to I'm a big fan of them. I'm actually good friends with Tony and KL, so they're my favorite.
All right. Amanda Serrano's favorite boxing movie.
Of course, you have to say Rocky.
You see, you know what? That's a cop out. Let's take Rocky out of it. Todo el mundo va a decir esa respuesta. Besides Rocky, what's Amanda Serrano's favorite boxing movie?
I guess $1 Million Baby. I mean, it's a pretty good. I mean, it's not realistic towards the end, but it's a very nice movie that you can watch.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say nice.
I know, but like a very good movie, like enjoyable movie.
Yeah, it's enjoyable, but I wouldn't feel it because it's sad at the end, man. If y'all ain't see that movie, don't watch that movie, though. It's crying at the end.
But it was, come on, it's not.
No, it was dope. It was dope, pero Lucia Riker was in that movie.
Yeah.
She was the bad guy. She
was, yeah.
It was sad, yo. All right, let me see. We got a super chat. All right. In Fury versus AJ, who do you pick to win that fight? You got to bet on one of them.
I like both, but I think Fury, he's a little out there. He's gonna go out and give it his all. I mean, he's a little monster, but I mean, so is AJ. But I think it's gonna be a great fight, very entertaining fight, and yeah. But I'll have to give it to Tyson.
All right, Fury, Crawford versus Spence. Who wins that fight?
I think Crawford. I like Terrence Crawford. He's my buddy. He's my partner with the WBO. We've met a couple of times, and he's a sweetheart. So yeah.
All right.
Good fighter.
Teofimo Lopez, Vasil Lomachenko rematch. I have a feeling que va a haber una revancha. I have a feeling. If there is.
I will hope for Lomachenko's side he can get the rematch, but I think Teofimo has the edge because he already has it in his head that he beat him, and he's not gonna let those titles get go from under him. So he's gonna give his all, and he put a great performance the first fight. So I think Lopez will have it the second fight as well.
So Lopez wins a rematch. Okay. I feel like we've covered everything, but I feel like I'm missing something. Do you want to send a message to Jelena that I can put in a sound clip and it's circulated around? Do you want to send her a message, a real aggressive, beat your ass type of message?
I don't talk like that. I'm not a bad talker, but I will have to say, Jelena, let's do this. Let's make it for the fans. It's a 50-50 fight. If she hits me with that hook, you don't know what's gonna happen, but it's it's vice versa. Let's just get it done. Let's do it for the fans, and let's just put on a hell of a show for female boxing. So, girl, let's do it.
All right, that's the Jelena. Now send Sarah a message because Sarah's part of that picture too. What do you got to say to Sarah?
Yeah, to Sarah, come on, just give me a ticket to Denmark and we'll go over there. You got next. Whoever wins this fight, if it comes together, or Jelena. But let's make this a crazy 126 champion, like who's the best in the weight class, and let's do it.
All right.
Even the IBO, she can get it too. Lelicia, I think her name is.
I think she's from France.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need the IBO to be undisputed champion, but she can be in the mix too. She has a good record. She has a title. We can do it all.
I looked her up. She has I think it's 16-1. She has a good record. I've looked her up. She has a good record.
She can get it too.
Joel Azizi está preguntando si tú piensas que la pelea con Katie pasa.
I think so. Right now I'm concentrating on becoming undisputed champion, and then maybe to Eddie Hearn. Once I become undisputed champion, maybe to Eddie Hearn I'll be worth the money, and maybe I'll be a valuable something to Taylor. So it will be undisputed champion versus undisputed champion, but I will be the 7th division world champion. But the thing is, okay, with the whole Katie Taylor fight, people want critique people without even knowing the story. The $200,000 that I was gonna receive from that fight, people don't understand that it's not $200,000 I'm coming home with. Right off the bat, I'm fighting for 4 titles. So each sanction body has their own percentage that they take out of. So I would say maybe $35,000 to $40,000 off the rip just for fighting for all those belts. Then we have, and it was in under UK. They take out $25,000 off the bag for their taxes, and that's I'm not getting back. Then I gotta come back to the States, and then they take their taxes. So, and then I have to pay my team. So I'm not going home. I'm not going home with $200,000 in my pocket. People don't understand that. And living in New York nowadays, 200. Even if I come home with $100,000, that's not a lot of money. I'm not gonna buy a house. I'm not gonna buy a car. I'm not gonna live off that money. And for it to be the biggest fight of my career, those numbers don't add up. It shouldn't be that amount of me taking home. So people they're always quick to talk or to write, but yes, it is a lot of money. If you keep it all the $200,000 in your pocket, it's decent amount of money. But for the biggest fight of my career, I don't think it was the right amount of money. I'm not asking for 50-50 of what Katie Taylor gets. She's making millions. Good for her. Kudos to her. I'm not asking for that. I'm asking for an amount of money where I feel comfortable and I'm happy with. So until then, I guess when that fight comes along, I mean, I got to be happy with the person, the way they treated me. So I think in my part, if the money is right and everything is good, we'll definitely want to fight.
I'll say that por ahora, because just like you said, and I got it from you, you're focused on the featherweight division. Yes. And that's where the focus is. Y deja el pasado, en el pasado, lo que no pasó, no pasó. Déjalo ahí entonces, porque no pasó.
Yeah.
Ahora el focus es Yelena. Let me put Nicholas Vasquez asks, who is your favorite Mexican fighter?
Oh, Canelo. This one is a little flash now. Brian Garcia. He's a little cutie pie. So he does his thing in there too. So yeah.
And your favorite female fighter, Mexican?
Zulem
Urbina.
Yeah. No, she's a sweetheart too. Yeah, we're good friends with each other. So yeah.
She's cool. So I would say, so basically, which I didn't know, a part of your fight with Yelena, there could be a rematch clause. That basically means there could be 2 fights with Yelena in 2021. Y después la tercera, presumably, would be Sarah MAHFOOD, which could maybe go into 2022. You think that there's room to do all 3 in un año?
I mean, I will hope so. Now it's still with this pandemic, everything going on. I'm hoping that it gets a little better for 2021. But I mean, whatever has to be done. I mean, if we have to wait it out for 2022, if there's 2 fights, I mean, it just depends on how this fight comes along. Right now, we just my promoter Lou DeBella, he's fighting his behind off to get this fight with Yelena. You know, he's always going back and forth with my coach, and he's telling, you know, they always arguing, fighting, making up, but yeah. So he's trying his hardest to get this fight done, and then let's see what happens. If it doesn't happen, then maybe we'll fight Sarah.
I gotta ask
But in February, I think I think it might be going to Perspit. So February 5th.
There's a deadline. There's a deadline. I saw that there's a deadline.
So February 5th will go to Perspit.
I wanted to ask you, because I ain't been to New York in years, man. Yo me fui de allá hace muchos años. How was it like to be in New York during the pandemic cuando cerraron todo?
Well, when they closed everything, it was pretty sad. It was pretty scary. Actually, we needed to like get our minds right. So we would just take a ride, and we took a ride one time to Times Square, and it was like so sad, so scary. Couldn't believe it. It's just like I should have took my camera. Well, I don't have a camera, but I should have had my sister, someone record. It was just something out of this world. It felt like we was in a dead zone. It was really scary. But other than that, now it's picking up, and there's stores open, and we go to the malls and stuff like that. So we just have to clear our heads.
Yeah, because I was gonna ask, how's it looking now? Did it actually get better, or is it still like end of days? Que la foto que yo vi, porque yo vi foto, y eso se pareció como el fin del mundo.
Yep, exactly. That's how it felt. And actually, right, it was just we went. I live in Bushwick, Brooklyn. So usually it takes us about, to go to 42nd Street, it takes us about, I would say like half hour in car. It took us like 15 minutes.
Porque
when we went over it, there was no traffic, and we couldn't believe it. It was like, oh my God. The whole, to go and come back, it took us about a half hour. And I was like, oh my God. But, you know, I'm just happy that everything is starting to open up, and hopefully this thing can just go away, even though I don't think, but just go away.
Yo le voy a dar esta vaina otro año para que se vaya, porque un lío es haciendo la vacuna y el otro lío es getting it out to everyone. That's the other.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get the vaccine. It's just I'm a little scared. You know, it was just so fast that they just came up with the vaccine. I mean, it took them faster than God knows. There's other diseases they're trying to cure, and they just find a vaccine out of nowhere. So I mean, I'm a little like, I probably won't get it.
Yo estoy así con los iPhone, que cuando salen con un iPhone nuevo, ¿verdad? Yo no lo compro. I wait.
But you know they mess up your old phone too, so you can buy the new phone.
Es el negocio. Break the old joint, like make the old joint break down, so you have to buy a new one. Pero
I heard that's the thing. That's why I have no phone. I have the landline. You can't ever go wrong with those. Yeah,
you have a landline?
I still have a landline.
What?
And the number's been the same since I was in elementary school.
Yo, that's weird. Like, yo, I haven't.
And not a cordless, the ones that actually like have.
Wow, so I haven't had a landline in years, man. Pero yeah, I'm in a similar place when it comes to the vaccine, that I'm like, yo, I'm not gonna run out. Yo voy a ver quién se muere, quién vomita, quién caga, para ver lo que pasa, porque yo no sé eso es demasiado rapidito. You can't have.
And then, you know, I am a woman, so like maybe in the future I want to have kids. Who knows if that's gonna affect my organs, or if it's gonna affect me from being a mom. So you just don't know. You don't know the side effects, and in the future what it does to your body. So right now, no.
Okay, so I think we've covered all the bases. It's been a pleasure. I look forward to speaking.
It's been a pleasure. I appreciate you having me on and allowing me to talk to you and express some stuff that we've had, you know, different views on and stuff like that.
Hopefully we'll continue along this very helpful and cordial path into 2021. I look forward to having you on again. I hope you get the
Definitely.
fight. If you get the fight, you have to give me an interview.
No, I was
If-
gonna say you'll be one of the first ones to know. I will DM you and let you know if the fight, where we at with the fight. I'll keep you posted on what's going on.
all right, muchas gracias, Amanda.
No,
Best wishes
gracias
to
a
you.
ti.
Stay
No.
safe and
Yes.
bless up, right?
Yes, you too. Stay safe, stay healthy, and hopefully 2021 I become undisputed champion. Let's see.
Vamos a ver, una pelea, vamos a ver.
Yes,
Best
yes,
wishes.
yes. All
All
right,
right,
have a good
goodbye.
one. Bye.